I cannot actually believe that I have to deal with this on my channel. But articles have been put out in various places, especially on social media, where people are commenting about a radiation leak at Koeberg. Now, the first thing I need to tell you is there was no radiation leak from Koeberg. A radiation leak from Koeberg means that the outer boundaries of the contamination zone or the nuclear auxiliary building or the containment building was breached, and radioactive nuclides was actually dispersed into the atmosphere or on contaminated equipment or something like that. And this is not what happened. This has not occurred. And the National Nuclear Regulator in Eskom has made it clear that this is not the case. So when you see the comments on an article like what I see here in briefly.co.za, which is one of the smaller publications out there that need sensation, in the headline it says Koeberg radiation leak scare sparks panic online as Eskom and NNR reassures public. Now Eskom and the NNR has just told the people that there's nothing here. If there was any radiation leak, it would be listed on the nuclear inner scale, where you would look at the event, and internationally it will be classified at a specific level of event, and it will be shared across all nuclear power stations to be discussed in detail. And this is not even newsworthy at all, because in the nuclear auxiliary building or in a controlled zone within Koeberg, where radiation workers that are trained radiation workers, where they have been trained specifically to deal with contamination, whether airborne contamination, that is surface contamination, or whether just radiation that you cannot see. These people are trained and skilled in dealing with this. The systems at Koeberg are designed to deal with situations like this. So the control zone workers receive dose, and that dose is managed, and we can pick up the amount of dose that you receive. And I was a rad worker for many years. The amount of dose that you receive, because you have dosimeters on you that actually measure the dose that you get. And if you go into zones where there will be high levels of radiation, you will actually get special dosimeters, and those zones are strictly controlled and locked, and to get access to them you need special escorts of people with detectors that will actually measure for radiation in those areas as you move around. So the nuclear industry is highly regulated with regards to this. So when stories like this come out, they cause unnecessary panic, and there is nothing here, because these events that took place where there was airborne contamination, they speak of 3 specific events. I don't know what actually took place in detail, but just based on what I can read, these are events that have taken place in the past, and there was no news around it. So this is sensation, trying to stop nuclear new build from happening, and it's completely unnecessary. So in this article it says Eskom and the National Nuclear Regulator have addressed reports of a radiation leak at the Koeberg Nuclear Power Station. There was no radiation leak. End of story. Period. The power utility and NNR confirmed that 3 contamination events took place at the power station in June and July of 2026. One of the units is undergoing an outage. A contamination event, I mean, it happened to us sometimes on shift, where we went into a place where we got contamination on our clothing, and we then remove our outer clothing, because you wear special overalls when you go into the nuclear auxiliary building. In some cases you have to get rid of the clothing, or the clothing gets washed, or whatever the case. But there's detectors when you exit the nuclear auxiliary building that checks to see if you actually have contamination on you. But in this instance it speaks of airborne contamination, and airborne contamination can take place if you have a power cut, or you isolate certain ventilation systems, in which case you might not get extraction from sampling boxes and things like that. So without going into too much detail, there is nothing here. South Africans took to social media to weigh in on the reports and the response by Eskom and the NNR to the claims. So people on site, maybe maintenance people or something like that, made claims and maybe don't understand really what is going on here. In this specific article, it says that Eskom has denied that a radiation leak occurred at the Koeberg Nuclear Power Station, sparking public concern on social media. They've denied it, and they are just speaking the truth. It's that simple. You cannot hide something like that at a nuclear power station. There's very strict protocols being followed all the time. There was no radiation leak. If there was, the public should know about it. That is very important. And Koeberg has things in place to notify the public if there is any radiation leak. The power utility and the NNR made the statement on the 16th of July yesterday while confirming that elevated radiation levels were recorded within a control zone on 2 separate occasions. This happens during outages. It's normal. You open pipes, there's contaminated water inside, there might be contaminated material, metals if you're grinding, etc., dust and so on, and people wear bubble suits or they wear special masks to make sure that they don't get contaminated. This is normal within a controlled zone. So contamination takes place during outages, and there's showers and things where you can wash yourself and clean yourself, etc. This does not affect the public at all. This is a normal part of nuclear power station operations. Then they speak of Koeberg, situated in Cape Town, is Africa's only commercial nuclear power station at the moment. There's many other being planned and under construction. Then what happened at Koeberg? The NNR and Eskom confirmed that 3 separate airborne radioactive contamination events were recorded at the facility on the 30th of June, 2nd of July and the 7th of July, all during a short period of time during the outage. And this has to do with configuration. The contamination reportedly occurred after ventilation units at the station temporarily lost power during scheduled maintenance work, causing radioactive particles to become airborne inside the plant. Now, famously, a long time ago, there was actually a parliamentarian at Koeberg in the Nuclear Auxiliary Building as a special guest that got contaminated exactly because of a scenario like this. And everyone laughed because they needed to stay inside the Nuclear Auxiliary Building until natural decay had taken place, which didn't take very long, and before she could actually exit the Nuclear Auxiliary Building. Maybe I shouldn't laugh about it, but I thought it was very, very funny at the time. So it causes radioactive particles to become airborne inside the plant. Now, it wasn't necessarily airborne contamination, could have been airborne gases. They don't specify here, and the decay time can be very short. Workers who were present during the affected periods were screened immediately. The radiation exposure recorded for those individuals was below the level a person typically receives during a standard dental x-ray, authorities confirmed. And this is very easy to lay out. And, you know, myself as a rad worker, I received around 2 rem during my lifetime there at Koeberg, which was a lot of a cumulative dose, but I received it over a period of time. I often volunteered to climb on top of the reactor head, to go and open a vent valve on top of the reactor head, etc., where there was a higher dose for a short period of time. You wouldn't spend a lot of time on top of the reactor head, especially with fuel in the core. But because I did it on several occasions, my accumulative life dose was fairly high. But it's still tiny in comparison to people getting x-rays in hospitals all the time. For instance, the NNR stated that because the contamination was entirely contained within the station boundaries, the incident did not meet the threshold for classification as a nuclear or radiological emergency. There is no problem, none. There must have been someone there talking utter nonsense or leaking something to some idiot in the public domain. Otherwise, this wouldn't even be in the media. The NNR stated that because the contamination was entirely contained within the station boundaries, the incident did not meet the threshold. That's the important part. Okay, normally you would declare a nuclear emergency or whatever if there is a contamination event of some kind, where radiation leaks outside of the controlled zone, where radiation is controlled. That has never happened in Koeberg's history. I quote, no radioactive material entered the surrounding environment and there was no off-site impact, the NNR confirmed. So there's no story here. Public alarmed, despite official reassurances. So the story is more about the public reaction than anything else. So despite regulatory assurances, people don't trust the NNR, they don't trust government, they don't trust Eskom, they don't trust nuclear because of propagandists out there that actually have very little knowledge of the technology and how it works. And because they spread fear, we will be screwed by 2035 and you will not have electricity in your plugs anymore. Let's continue. So despite regulatory assurances, the news drew significant reaction on social media where the buffoonery, the stupid dumb people of South Africa spill out their bullshit, with South Africans drawing comparisons to high-profile nuclear disasters. I'm not going to mention the people's names, but someone says Chernobyl season 2 loading. Some other idiot said we are not having a Chernobyl or a Fukushima in South Africa because there is no service delivery to begin with. How that compares to each other, only some dumb fucky hack would figure out. I do want to mention this. Jan Kriel mentioned. So basically it did happen. What did happen, Jan Kriel? You flippin' buffoon. What happened? You have no idea what happened. So whatever was leaked out there, someone talked crap, and now they get the facts, and there is nothing to it. So why should the public even comment? It's like saying, I freaking knocked my tire against the bloody pavement, and now my tire is screwed, I need to put a new tire on, and you need to tell the entire world this, because you might crash into them when your tire blows out, when you're doing 120 down the road. That's an excellent comparison. And then South Africa truly is a series, and then So Glad I Am Far Away. Absolute dumb people. And because we have so many dumb people in the country, we are going to face extreme difficulty in the near future. I will be doing a live stream tonight at 7 o'clock, where I will be talking about the dumb fuckery of the South African people related to this level of stupidity. And I will also speak about the people with a bit more intellect, people that use their faculties, their common sense, that are actually planning for the future of the country, where we don't worry about things that are non-events, but actually see real threats in the future and talk about timelines and timescales that people might comprehend. I don't trust that a lot of people will actually care about it, and this is why they deserve to rot and die. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you do care about your future and you do care about truth and reality, do subscribe to the channel. If you do not, please leave. Thanks so much. Till the next video.